All right, we are back with our second Bounty Hunter episode predictions. It feels weird to be filming one of these when I haven't seen any episode of this, the regular ones we were doing, or I guess they're coming back next week, but I kind of was giving my prediction, then kind of seeing if I was right or wrong immediately after before I filmed another one, but here we are. No knowledge of what happens in that Bronco fight as of now, but we're going to talk about the Icewave fight. And I think I saw some clarification from Battlebots that this is, I think, a 6 episode or 6 mini tournament block. I know they released a list of some of the other bots that were in here, and I'm blanking on them. I think I saw Witch Doctor and Son of Waiachi on that list. But yeah, let's jump into this one. Icewave is a bot I am super excited to see back. I love Icewave. I've loved that bot ever since BattleBots IQ when it first, I think that was the first time it ever showed up, was when Mark entered it in the BattleBots IQ college division back as a middleweight. And the heavyweight is even more fun to watch. So yeah, I'm curious to see how this shapes up. We once again have some bots that we haven't seen before on TV. Black Widow, I think I did see in a YouTube video. There was some clip. It was like a promotional clip, I think, for one of Mammoth's sponsors, if I remember right. And they had a little bit of Mammoth fighting Black Widow, so I've seen a little bit of it. P1 we saw last year, but we have not seen yet this year. And Deadlift, also one that we have not yet seen this year, though we've seen plenty of their team out in the stands. But, alright, so first matchup here, we have Black Widow versus Scorpius. And, like I said, saw that little bit of clip from the Mammoth fight. And we've seen Scorpius twice this year, so I feel pretty confident giving this one to Scorpius. It may have a little trouble, like, getting in at the body of Black Widow. I'm not really sure how rigid those legs are, but they don't really look that thick, so unless they're made out of some ungodly material, even if Scorpius is having a hard time getting past them, it could probably just hack them off in 1 or 2 hits. And I just think the driving experience on Scorpius and just the overall design is gonna make this fight relatively easy for them. Then next up we have P1 versus Tracer. Tracer, I liked it in its first fight. I still want to see that cool little mini bot, though we didn't get to see that last time. But P1, is a cool little lifter. I remember it being relatively speedy. So I am going to give this one over to P1. Honestly, mostly because Tracer showed that it can't self-right or run inverted. So unless they've corrected that, between their first fight and this one, P1 just has to get one good shot in. And I think its body shape anyway is going to make it kind of a pain in the butt for Tracer to get anything solid on. So yeah, that's how I'm calling that one. Then we have the Florida battle, the obligatory Florida battle of Hypershock versus Sporkanac. And yeah, this could be an interesting one. These are both bots that have had some reliability issues in their first fight, but also, two very crazy robots that I think, if they're working up to their full potential, could be a lot of fun to see go up against each other. And I feel like there's going to be some good trash talk in this one. I feel like that just had to have happened, right? But yeah, I'm going to go with the safer bet on this one. I don't know. Hypershock could just go up in a ball of smoke 3 seconds into the match, but I'm going to just guess maybe Hypershock on this one. And then we have Deadlift versus Ghost Raptor. I was kind of torn on this one. And to be quite honest, you might be able to tell, I put up my predictions like a few days ago, and I honestly don't remember what I predicted for a few of these fights. So I'm going back in here recording this, thinking, obviously I don't think my opinions changed too much on this in a few days, but I'm trying to remember who I actually even picked for this one. Let's see. Yeah, it was Ghost Raptor. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, I think. Just because we haven't seen Deadlift, and maybe it's competed at a smaller event that I'm just unaware of, like, what it's done. But I just kind of went with the known quantity here again. And I don't know. I think Ghost Raptor up against a bot that's not really going to do a lot of damage. It could get picked up by Deadlift, but I don't think it's really going to, it's not like it's going to get hit by Shatter's hammer or anything like that. I think they'll have an advantage. Their lifter is okay as well, so even if their weapon breaks again, they still have that lifting mechanism, I believe. So yeah, there's options here for them to go with, whereas Deadlift only has, one thing they could really do. So flipping back over to Scorpios versus P1. I think that Scorpios has an advantage here just because P1 does have a relatively flat top on it. It's going to be a wedge war for sure to see who can get under the other. But also, Scorpios can self right pretty easily, I think, and get some good hits in on the top of P1. And Hypershock versus Ghost Raptor. This is one that I wasn't really sure how to call either. Um, Hypershock just, like in my brain, it's a good robot. It's like I feel like it would be an easy bot to predict who would win a lot of times, but it just has so many reliability issues over time that I really can't feel too confident, that it's going to move on. I did pick it for this one, but I'm not super confident in that pick. Just because we've seen what happens to Hypershock in the past, and unfortunately, this year looks like it's kind of starting off the same way for them. But I think if it is operational, if it's doing what it needs to do, it has a speed and maneuverability advantage over Ghost Raptor. It has the weapons advantage over Ghost Raptor. I think it could do a pretty good job against them if given the opportunity to function properly. So then our I guess our semifinals or finals. It's weird how these brackets are. Scorpios versus Hypershock. This is going to be a tough one because Scorpios definitely has the reliability down, but I feel like their weapon is going to be less effective against Hypershock, especially at the speed that Hypershock moves. Like unless Scorpios can get a really good pin and maybe get some work done on a wheel or something, I think they are a little bit of a disadvantage. Not a big disadvantage, but I am going to go with Hypershock for this one up against Icewave. And yeah, then I just have Mark shredding shredding Hypershock. I don't know. Icewave, I feel like yeah, maybe it does have a disadvantage speed wise against Hypershock. Um that could definitely be an issue because obviously Icewave needs some time to get that bar up to speed. It also is, I believe, a completely rebuilt version of Icewave, so there definitely could be some gremlins we don't know about, and Mark doesn't even know about at this point that Hypershock can exploit. But I think there's a good chance if Icewave is working as expected, it's gonna do some serious damage on Hypershock and rip some parts off, and it'll be really fun to watch either way. But I'm just really excited to see Icewave again. I was bummed when I heard he wasn't in the regular season, so we only were getting like a limited number of fights, maybe just the one with him. But I really want to see this bot back in action, and any way I could get it, I will take. So yeah, those are my fight predictions for this week. I guess we have several more to come. I'm gonna have to find some more random bounty hunter pictures to put below here. Have some ideas, but I also realize some of them might be like deeper cuts that not as many people are gonna recognize. But whatever. That is completely incidental. And then next week we should be back with regular BattleBots Fight Night predictions. And yeah, I'm excited. Hey, we might. I guess we're getting like a week off of BattleBots, and I did what everybody was saying to do and went and like watched season 2 of Bugglebots and watched some other various like tournament stuff that I missed out on. But next week I think we get 3 doses of BattleBots basically, or maybe 2. I don't know how that. Like I said, I don't know how this bounty hunter thing is going to air. If it's going to be like the 2 brackets are an episode, or if it's going to be 2 episodes air a week, or how that's going to be. Honestly, maybe I don't. Hey, I don't know. I really don't know at this point. But either way, I'm super excited. I am ready to get my BattleBots fix. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Later.